Hi gamers, today we're going to take a ride on the Mississippi River with Mississippi Queen. Let's check it out. Alright, so in the game Mississippi Queen, you are riverboats traveling down the Mississippi River. And here you have two little symbols. This represents your speed, what you're going at, and your coal. Now coal can help you make additional turns or can help you speed up or slow down in it. And every time you speed up, like for instance, every time in the game I have a choice to move up or down on my speed ranking. Well, I'm at a 1, that's where everyone starts off. If I want to go to a 2, that's free. If I wanted to automatically go to a 3, I'd have to burn some coal, and I would now have 5 coal in my steamboat, and I could move 3 spaces. Another reason why you would use coal, every turn, you can turn your riverboat one of the way on these hexes and then adjust your speed. Now what if I wanted to make a complete U-turn, like I was faced this way and I wanted to go this way? That one's free, and if I wanted to take another turn, I would have to use up another coal. And so riverboats are going to be taking turns bracing down this river, trying to get through all the tiles that are in the river. And there's a ton of tiles, especially if you have the expansion. Now, I'll get to this in the review, but to be honest, it doesn't take long to go through all these tiles, especially if you're just playing like 4 players. Now, I'm also playing with the Black Rose expansion here. This is the Black Rose, the Mississippi Queen, the only expansion they ever had. Some of the tiles I'll be showing you come with the Black Rose expansion. I won't be playing with the Black Rose here. He has a special rule. He actually starts here on the ground. He gets 1 bonus coal for his first time out. Since he's starting basically a square behind everyone else, they give him 1 bonus coal so he can catch up with everyone. But that's only at the beginning. If you don't use it at the beginning, you can't save that coal for later. So anyway, through the game, you're going to be taking turns and moving up this river, and you're going to be avoiding all the little islands. You don't want to crash into those. And movement is just how I said. So for instance, let's say I start him back off. He was at 1. I would shoot him up to a 2, and yeah, you know what? I'd spend some coal. I'll spend a coal and move him up to a 3. So now he has 5 coal. He can move 3 spaces, and they have places where you put each number. So 1 would go here, player 2 would go there. So let me put player 1 here. He goes 1, 2, 3. Now this guy, he's going to just move up 1. He gets 2 spaces, but he is going to turn. He's going to turn this way and go 1, 2. And the game will go back and forth like that. Now you can bump another and push another riverboat in this game. So for instance, let's say I was at a speed of 3 and I was coming up behind this guy. How I'd move, I go 1, 2, and since I moved him forward, that was my 3rd movement. You may not bump or ram into someone if you don't have enough spaces. Like if I only can move 2 spaces, 1, I can't do that. 2, I have to move somewhere else. Have to turn, spend a coal, and move somewhere else. I can't ram him unless I have enough spaces to go. So a 3, 1, 2, and 3. He's this way. Now another thing you can do when you bump them, you can actually turn them whatever way you want. 1 corner on 1 degree on the hex. So maybe I thought he was going this way, I turn him this way. Or maybe he's already turned that way and I turn him this way. So you can turn them around if you're bumping them. Now once a player gets to the edge here, they're going to have to roll this die. And this die is going to tell them whether the river is going to bend to the left, bend to the right, or just go straight. So let's see what happens here. Alright, looks like it's bending, to the right, no good here. So I would lay my next tile over on this right prong here. If it was straight, I would have placed it here. If it was going left, I would have placed it here. So now it's going right. Well man, he is out of luck here, so now he's got to turn around. Now the cool thing about this game is first place can switch up at any time. So I usually would be going first, but let's say he was here. Before this tile was even up, this guy was going first, but now that the river is bending this way, looks like I got the inside track here, and I will go first. They even give you this little thing, you can monitor it to see who is going first, and yeah, it's pretty much tied, but I am on the inside track, so all of a sudden I went from last to first because the river bends that way. And just to save room on your table, once everyone exits the previous tile, put it away in the discard pile and move the board accordingly. So you'll probably be playing with 2 or 3 boards depending on how many players you have at one time. But that's not all, because in this game you're going to have to pick up some southern bales. And whenever you see this picture here of the little red house, what you're going to put is you're going to put 2 southern belles who really want to go on a riverboat ride with you. And they're going to stand right there. Now, to get them, a few things have to happen. First off, you must approach that dock at a speed of 1. If I had 3 movement, I went 1, 2, 3, they cannot get on because I'm moving way too fast for them. So I have to hit this exactly at the speed of a 1. And let's say I did that, I can't get my speed to a 1. And then I could pick up only 1. You may not pick up 2. You need 2 in the game, but at each stop you can only pick up 1. Now, if you miss them, don't worry. There are plenty more times that you can pick up southern belles in this game. So if you blow right by 1, don't be too worried. But you have to pick up 2 in order to win the game. Now, in the expansion, the Black Rose, they give you these little chits here, these little player mats, I guess, where you can put each one of your southern belles. So for instance, if I was light blue player, I'd have this out and I'd have 1 southern belle filled, and that reminds me I gotta get 1 more in order to have a chance at even winning this game. Now, that's southern belles. What are some other things that come in the expansion? Well, they have these other tiles that have these sandbars in them. And when you come across a sandbar, they're just lightly colored here, but when you come across one, you automatically, your speed goes to 1. And to exit off of a sandbar space is that you only can do it at a speed of 1. So I can't move 2 and go 1, 2 and keep moving. No, I slow down to a 1 and then I have to exit out at a 1. Another obstacle they have is driftwood. When you go through driftwood, it counts for 2 spaces. So for instance, let's build our river a little bit here. Let's say that, you know what, I know, let's put them here and let's put it here. So driftwood is coming up, and if I was to move, I had 3 moves. I go 1, 2, 3. Now, once I do that, once you pass through the driftwood, you have to go back down to a 1 on your speed because the driftwood kind of hurt your engine a little bit and it slowed you right down. So that's what driftwood does. Another cool thing they put in the expansion are these little black houses. When you see that, that is a coal station. You can actually fill up on coal. Since the river with the expansion is a little bit longer and coal is really hard to get. I mean, you can't get it in the base game, so you have to, it's very precious. You have to learn when to use it and when to save it. But if they have these coal stations, and there's a few in the expansion, you can use these. You have to approach the dock at a speed of a 1 though in order to get the coal. Once you park there, you go back up to 6 and then can sail along your merry way. Now the game keeps going until you reach the final end tile here. And you would place it, let's say this was the last tile here, and we roll the dice and we were both here, let's say, and it says it's turning left this time, so I would play here. That's the last tile, so I'd also play this one, and I think you would actually roll to see where it would go, and I would place it right here. Now, in this game here, you have 3 different docks that you can approach, but again, you can only approach it at a speed of a 1. If you come in at a 2 or plus, you're coming in way too fast and your riverboat's going to crash, and with all those poor southern belles on it too. So the goal of the game is to be the first person to make it to the dock at a speed of a 1 with 2 southern belles riding the Mississippi Queen. All right, so final thoughts. What do I think about Mississippi Queen? Well, I am from Mississippi. That is my hometown. I love Mississippi. It's my favorite state. Every time I visit, it feels just like home. And so any game that has the name Mississippi in it with little riverboats traveling down the Mississippi River, I've got to check this game out. This game is so much fun. It's very simple and it's unique, and I'll tell you why. First off, it plays a lot like Formula D. You know, you can go up or down 1 gear, essentially. And they attribute you points in Formula D. This one gives you coal. You do, you know, the turning thing's kind of unique. And that you can go from first to last in the game is really awesome because you never know where the river's going to bend. And that is just great. There's a lot of aspects to this I love. But the one I love the most is it's not just a race. You also have to slow down. Because you can't just blow past, you know, a southern belle and have her jump on the riverboat. That sounds thematic, right? You have to slow down, let her board, and then move off. So it's a race, but it's almost at a snail's pace. If you want some more coal, you have to slow down for it. There's a lot of obstacles. You got to stop, slow down, move around. the game can go from one big leader, and then suddenly, I think the first time we played, I had a huge lead over my little nephews. And then they caught up, and they had the huge lead, and then I eventually won. Because they couldn't slow down enough at the end. They ran out of coal and smashed right into the docks. That's another thing. You have to slowly enter the dock, which makes sense. Why would you go at it at full speed? You'd crash right into it. So very thematic, more than I thought it would be. The pieces look nice. The expansion. Should you get the Black Rose expansion? I don't know. Getting this game alone is going to cost you a decent amount. Getting the expansion will cost you more because it's even more rare. I don't know. I'm glad I have it. You really, if you buy the base game and you really like the base game, then yes, get the expansion. If you buy the base game and you like it, not love it, then don't even bother with the expansion. The expansion does bring that extra coal is so much helpful. The coal stations are very helpful. The extra, like the sandbar and the the drifting logs, those are nice too. Those are just extra obstacles for the game. The little piece where the little Southern bells go on, it's nice. It's not necessary. But and then having a 6-player, yes, that is kind of nice because, like I said, my board game group averages around 5 or 6 a night. So 6-player games are always good. And for me, Mississippi Queen is a definite win. You think with so many tiles, you can take some of those tiles out and make it a shorter game, but to be honest, with long tiles, it didn't take long at all, and we had a blast. And every time I play it, I have a blast. So yeah, chalk up another win for the state of Mississippi because they made a great board game, if only by name. All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on.